Candy B, the co-founder of Black Commerce Maryland, and we are having you on the show today so that you can tell us what's going on in your world. Can you tell
Thanks
us a
for
little
having
bit your absolutely? Can you tell us a little bit about your organization and also the origin of the name?
me. Yeah, so it's actually two organizations that I have. So the one that I'll start with is because that was established first as my nonprofit organization. So that one kind of fell into it in a sense. I started just 1 month back in July of last year.
Mm,
2024 just went out. Said I wanted to try to help others that were in need. So I helped 7 people, but then I had also, as I was doing it, showed people on my Instagram story that, hey, I'm doing this. You're gonna come out and join me. You can come out and do it with me, or if you just want to support monetarily, you can send me the funds. I'll take care of it for you. Had a few other people, 3 people that joined in with me. Be able to
wow.
go from help 7 people to about 30 people that next month in August. So that continued to progress to the next month, we went to 50 and then it went up to 70. So
Oh,
now,
wow.
yeah, so then I end up basically establishing it officially, I believe, in October, I want to say, of 2024. Um, but I said, like, hey, we're going to be, so many people reaching out. Let me just establish as an organization.
Mhm.
So what we do on the month to month, we go out and we're actually helping them average anywhere from 80, because this last weekend we helped 91 people.
Mm,
But every second Saturday of the month, we go out and we help those that are on the streets, that are unsheltered, with food items, personal hygiene items, and donated clothing. And we're helping anywhere from 80
wow.
to 150 people. So, but yeah, that's one
Abs-
organization. So that's Yasharel Empowerment Foundation. That's the nonprofit. So that's what we do all year. But we also have an annual event that I actually, when I started that was prior to me establishing the nonprofit. I actually started it with my former employer. Um, that was my creation, but my manager at the time said, "Hey, I love the idea. Let's go for it." So that's what we have coming up this weekend is the annual Building Up the Block party, which is a community event that's focused on financial empowerment in the community and the underserved communities, mostly Black. So we can provide the information needed to help create generational wealth and close the wealth gap. So I started that with my former employer at Fairway Home
That's really
Mortgage.
cool.
And once I left there to establish my for-profit business back in May, well, actually, even before I left, I had already discussed with my manager that I wanted to do it under the umbrella of my nonprofit because there's more opportunity there, and then then the company could just be as the main sponsor. That made
Mm,
more sense because there's grant opportunities, and or even when it comes to sponsorship, because I was the one responsible for the whole event. I created it. I was the one getting funding for it
mm,
as far as sponsorships, vendor dollars. So it was harder. It was a lot of work. It would be easier if there's a nonprofit to be able to get support, especially
right.
from corporations versus, with the name of
Yeah.
a corporation, it's $1 billion plus corporation because I work for a mortgage lender, so they are $1 billion plus corporation.
Hmm.
There's no need to help out in that sense, right? So that
Right.
was my plan initially, but I have resigned from there back in May to start my for-profit business, which is a sister organization, but it's completely separate, but they work together in a sense. So the for-profit business is Yasharel Financial Empowerment, which is a primarily focused on financial literacy. So our flagship program is called Closing the Gap Financial Literacy Guide. So it's an
Mhm.
online self-paced financial literacy course that people can take on their own time. From my experience as a loan officer for 7.5 years, many of my clients that were looking to purchase a home, and really in my pipeline, dealing with my own community, especially
Mhm.
local to Baltimore, 90% of them didn't qualify. And I would do everything I can to give you the guidance on how to get credit fixed, how to save up. But unfortunately, people would not do the work because if you don't already have that financial knowledge, you don't have an
Right.
understanding of it. And then in turn, you're not going to have an understanding of how important a home is, other than just being a place to live, that is actually a wealth building tool. A lot
Mhm.
of people that I work with would just, if they're already a renter or have a place to live, they're not seeing the value of doing that extra work to fix their credit, even though I give them literally step by step where a lot of
Mm,
loan offers do that type of work that I did.
nice.
So
I'm sure.
yeah, so
I
I
want to
said
say
like,
congratulations, on
oh, thank
having left your previous employment and then starting, doing the foundation full time. That's
you,
amazing.
thank
And
you,
the work that you're doing in the community is also amazing. Tell
thank you.
people more about the Building the Block event.
Yes. So the event is this Saturday, October 18th. It's from 1 to 6 p.m. So as I said, this is our third year doing it. It's a third annual. This
Awesome.
is at 5150 Baltimore National Pike in Baltimore. It's at Transformation Church, the grounds of Transformation Church in the parking lot. They've been gracious enough for the last 2 years, the last two. So last year was our first year doing it there. And it was like the perfect place as far as like just it can be seen right there on a main street. So
Mm,
they had plenty of parking. They
yeah,
were, warm and welcoming us. So they've been gracious enough to allow us to use their grounds yet again. So
that's great.
that event, yeah, we have over 40 vendors right now. We have
Oh, wow.
44 to be exact.
Okay.
Um, those vendors range from food trucks to dessert to youth and community organizations. So we have a couple of organizations that just come to mind for the youth, where one of them, they support youth entrepreneurship. Another one, they actually take the kids out to travel. A lot of kids and especially in Baltimore, don't ever really get an opportunity to travel. So I literally have a family member that has been out of the state of Maryland just once in his life, and he's 50
Wow.
years old. So a lot of
Wow.
people don't get that experience. So they
Yeah.
actually took the kids to Costa Rica,
Oh,
so like
nice.
not just taking them out of the state, like they travel, So
That's
we
fantastic.
have, yeah, so I love that what they're doing. And we'll have free healthcare screenings. We have a
Okay.
chiropractic office that will be out there with like the massage table and chairs and stuff. We'll have
Ooh, nice.
what else are we gonna have? We'll have a couple actually big name corporations set up there. We have Sam's Club, AT&T, they'll be out there. We have Harbor Bank, because a lot of and that actually goes with the whole purpose of it is to bring. So we do have other financial professionals there between my former employer. They're the sponsor, so they'll be there, of course. Fairway Home
Yeah.
Mortgage, so they'll help out people with learning how to get pre-approved to become a homeowner. We'll have different real estate agents out there. We'll have insurance agents that can help out with life insurance because that's a missing piece in the
Hmm.
community where a lot of people are dependent on, you know, GoFundMe's and things like that, where a policy can not only just bury a loved one, it can leave hundreds of thousands of dollars or more behind to build generational wealth. And we all got to go
Right.
one day. You might as well, invest that little bit of money to protect your family, right?
You're right.
We have those out there. We have retirement professionals. We'll have accountants. So we have and then of course, as I said, Harbor Bank, because a lot of people in the community also don't have banks, and a lot of them don't trust banks, but they have every reason to. But this is a
Wow.
black-owned bank, which you can trust. It's just that, of course, we mostly think about the big names, right? So the whole thing is set up to really have black-owned businesses help the black community. Of course, there's going to be other people out there, and even last year we had a Indian vendor. Like they're a
Hmm.
different shade of black to me. So like,
Okay.
like we love everybody, but we are the community that needs the most help. We welcome everybody to come out as a attendee, or even if you're want to partner with us, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
But the outcome is to try to improve our community because we're the ones that unfortunately this country has not repaired, in any form, not even an apology. So but we
Right.
can't sit and wait. We need to do it on our own. So that's the
Right.
whole concept behind the event, to bring people out for a good time. Because one thing I've noticed is like people are really hesitant in our community to speak with people about like financial things
Mm,
or really uncomfortable things. But if you can bring people out for something that's free, because we love free stuff, and
right.
a good
Right.
time, you might be more relaxed to be able to have those conversations, So it
Right.
will
If
also
if
be
it's free, it's for me. And then also, um, you know, being in community and knowing that you're not the only one going through what you're going through and having other people have the same
exactly,
question as you. So
yeah,
that just it creates a safe space.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I also will be showcasing my for-profit business there, Yasharel Financial Empowerment, because I did start it in May, but it hasn't really taken off yet because, awareness hasn't raised up. And I've really been putting a lot of time into this event because
Hmm.
I'm doing 95% of it is what is on all on me. I had an
Hmm.
event planner the last 2 years, but she dropped out. So
Okay.
it's a lot of things I didn't have to do before I'm doing, and I'm trying to also improve from the last
Yeah,
year.
it's tough.
So I haven't been able to put focus on there, but this is a great opportunity for people to see what we're
Hmm.
doing with that and that opportunity, especially because we are going to have a special promo for the event attendees to get it at a significantly discounted price. They literally save over $150 on the
Okay.
course. So and they can pay over like a few, like 4 payments through like have to pay a firm and Klarna. So we made it where there's no reason you
Yeah.
don't want to be able to invest in this course between the convenience of it, the price point, everything. So I wanted to
Hmm.
make sure that we're doing everything we can to try to get the community back to where the progression we were on before the 60s and everything just faded out the last 50 to 70 years. So I'm trying to do what I can because, to do my part. So,
Right.
but I didn't talk about the name.
Hmm.
So the name Yasharel actually is the um, the original Paleo Hebrew of the children of Israel. So what we know in English we say Israel, but the
Hmm.
Bible, if you look at the actual Hebrew text of the original writings of it, that was the Paleo Hebrew. Yasharel is what it is. So actually on our website we have a breakdown of the etymology and origins of it. But is it originally the first time it was said is when the Most High changed what we know as Jacob, his name to Israel. But again, we're looking at the English text. If you're looking at the original Hebrew, that's what that is about. And that's what the mission is. It's no matter if it's through the financial part or even helping those that are unsheltered every month. The whole mission is everything that we're looking to do is in the name of the Most High. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's awesome. But go ahead and tell us like what the name breaks down to.
Am I able to share my screen and show you? It'd be a little bit
Yes.
easier to do that
Yeah.
way. Okay. All
Hmm.
right, let me bring it up. Give me one sec.
Okay. Great. Because I think it's really powerful. And I
Thank
want
you. I
people to know
appreciate that.
when they see that word, this is what it
Yeah.
means.
Yeah, I love that. I thank you for the opportunity to
Hmm.
actually, because I cannot just say it off the top of my head. It's a, it's definitely a breakdown of it, but luckily I do have that already prepared.
Okay,
Let me
great.
know if the
It's
screen is showing.
starting to come.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. I
All
see
right.
it.
Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, so as we see, these are two different types of Hebrew text up here. So the first one is the modern day Hebrew, and then
Hmm.
this is the Paleo Hebrew. All right, so that's more ancient. But as you see here, just to kind of read it out, so it was originally written as this way in Paleo Hebrew, in modern Hebrew. That's the way we have it written today. So this is what you see on our logo is the more modern day. Um, is the original form of the name most often translated in English as Israel. Its deeper meaning reveals a powerful covenant and identity and divine calling. The name is formed by two Hebrew words. So Yashar, which means upright, straight, righteous, or direct. All right. And then
Yeah.
this word expresses the idea of walking a straight path, living justly, faithfully, in alignment with the ways of Yahweh, which Yahweh is a lot of people don't know that the name of the creator or what you call God. He actually, a lot of people don't realize like when you say hallelujah, you're actually saying his name in there. Yah is the ending of it. It
Okay.
means praise to Yah. Right.
Okay.
So, actually it's even tells us his name in the Bible.
Hmm.
So now some people will say Yahweh, but Yahweh I can talk about later is not the correct way of it. But
Okay.
and then you get the second part of it. So you got Yashar and you have El, which means mighty one of God. So title, which is used throughout the scripture to describe the creator. So you'll see El or Elohim, which you'll see in the Bible, right? So
Hmm.
together, when you put those together, Yashar and El, it means upright with El, upright with God, upright with the mighty one, or those who are righteous before Elohim, which is God. So that's how that breaks down together. But then we also show a little bit here with scriptural significance. So the name Yasharel was first spoken by Yahweh, the creator, to Yaakov, which is the Hebrew of Jacob. That's the
Jacob.
original.
Mm-hmm.
After he wrestled with a divine messenger. So you find that in Genesis 32:28 says, your
Mm-hmm.
name shall no longer be Yaakov, but Yasharel, for you have striven with Elohim and with men and have prevailed. And then it says here, from then on, Yasharel referred not to just one man, but to his descendants of people chosen to walk uprightly before Yahweh, the Creator, and reflect His character to the world. So, with that, his descendants would be referred to the 12 tribes of Israel. So, his sons and their descendants. So, the original Israelites and those that are scattered throughout the world through. You find those curses in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. If you read through there, there's only one group of people in the world that match these prophecies of the blessings and the curses. So I'll leave that for people to go look up on
Yeah.
their own and see if they resonate with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then while we use Yasharel, we choose to use Yasharel instead of later English from form of Israel because
Mm-hmm.
it preserves the true meaning and purpose of the name. And that people that's called to walk uprightly with Yahweh, it reconnects us with our covenant identity and calling. It honors the original language and heritage of the scriptures. So that's the breakdown of it.
Yeah, thank you for that breakdown. So Yasharel is walking upright with the mighty one,
Yes, that was the creator.
the creator.
Yep.
Awesome. And then going back to the course, you said it's self-paced. How long do like how long would you estimate it should take someone to get through the whole thing?
Um, it depends on someone's time, honestly. Some people that have, if you actually have time to sit there and focus on it, you can easily knock it out within a day or two. But if you're someone that has a normal schedule, has some kids, you got a short time to fit it in, maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day, might take you a week. I have someone
Oh,
that's like extremely stretched where it might take them 2 weeks, so it really depends on your schedule, but it's a lot of information, but it's not overwhelming with the amount of information. So we go through first starting, and by the way, everyone gets to start the course for free with the first chapter.
nice.
So we want people to be able to see like how the course is set up, the interface of it, what they're learning.
Mhm.
So anyone can start for the first chapter for free, and then if you want to continue, then you pay in full. So the chapter you start for free is Introduction to Financial Literacy, so you can understand the importance of it, how to set short-term, medium-term, long-term goals, things like that. Then we move on to understanding and building credit. So not only do we teach in the second chapter with understanding and building credit, how to build your credit, but also how to understand how it works. So the different components of a credit score. A lot of
That's
people, of course,
important.
a lot of people know about the missed payment piece, but
Mhm.
the majority of people I work with in my 10 years of total of finance, because I was in banking before mortgage, didn't realize how important your credit utilization is. If you're maxing out your credit cards, that literally can pull your score down like 50, 80 points, so that's a
Yeah,
big factor. So if you understand those things of how to keep your credit and intact, then you can pretty much save yourself a lot of money because if you it goes be the difference maker between you paying 0% promo on a car to now 18-20%, and that can be
that's
hundreds
huge.
of dollars a month. Yeah,
That
that
is
money you're
huge. Yeah.
wasting is money you could be saving or that could have been put towards you getting into a house. Is literally keeping you from wealth. But not only do we offer with that, I'm used to holding my client's hands as a loan officer. So
Hmm.
when I would send out those emails to tell them step by step how to build their credit, I'll literally put a link to a few secure credit cards in there. So instead of them, saying,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
yeah, so I would say instead of just saying, hey, go find a secure credit card,
Yeah.
I made it easy. They literally click it, put their
Hmm.
information in. I can't do that part for you. But the same
Right.
thing with the course. When we're talking about secure credit cards and how you can build your credit with it, I think it's about five different options that not only does it not hit their credit as a hard inquiry, but they have a high chance of approval. So they can literally click inside the course, it goes to their website, and they can get started on a credit journey right away.
That's that's
So
awesome. It sounds like it's pretty comprehensive to
yes,
start
uh,
getting people going on that
yeah,
journey, and
I
then
don't
also
mind.
it's not that long. I wasn't sure you were going to say like 4 weeks or 6 weeks, a month, 6 months, but okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long to finish it. And I really want to make sure that people are able to use these things to make a difference in their lives, but also I want people to feel like they got a return on their investment. With
Hmm.
me being in finance, everything has to be with returning your investment, including your time. So I want to make sure there's no excuse. Like if you fail to implement this, this is on you. That
Hmm.
means that you didn't do what I said because I literally gave you everything that you need to know and more. So I haven't even went through all the other stuff that's included in there. It's from the next one, we go to repairing credit is the next chapter after that. Then we follow that up with building and maintaining savings is the chapter that follows that, where you not only learn how to budget and save, we also include the same thing. I want to make it easy. We're talking about automated savings tools, so where you can automatically, it goes into your savings, put money aside. Those type of tools or apps, they're included right inside the course. You just click on it. Now they're
Oh,
outside. You can
nice.
use whatever you want, but I
Okay,
chose some that were real easy to use. So you click inside of the course, it takes you to it, get set up.
that's great.
After you learning that, we then the chapter that follows that course, that chapter would be understanding how to build wealth with home ownership. So with that one thing I found, as I mentioned before, is that people don't understand the importance of home ownership other than it being a place to live, right? So I find that this importance, the understanding of that is going to be important before learning how to become a homeowner. And that will be a difference maker of someone actually doing the work. So before I even get to the chapter that talks about the home buying process, I want people to understand how home ownership you can, build wealth by the equity in the home, how you can use
Hmm.
the equity to take that money to buy another home, start a business, send your kids to college, pay off debts, do whatever you want with it that's going to help make your life better. How
Hmm.
you can maybe make that primary residence that's your first home into an investment property. You buy another one, so then you have another stream of income. Plus, you have two homes that are building up equity. Or how you can make, if you're maybe someone that's single or don't have kids, maybe you
Hmm.
take a multi-unit property. Now you have 3 units paying your mortgage plus profit, and you do that a few times. Now you have 20
Passive
units.
income.
Exactly. Like it's so
Yeah.
many different things that people are missing out on because if they knew this up front, don't you
It's
think the
it's
majority of people
education.
would
It's
work?
it's education,
Yeah,
information, access to it,
yeah,
and have someone to guide them, like yourself. So
yeah.
it's all those things, but you're making an impact, and I think it's going to be great for people to come out and experience, all the different wonderful things that you have, from the vendors to the sponsors to, the things that you're going to be doing. And part of it would be workshops as well. Is that what you said? Or
We'll probably have, I'm not sure, I gotta double check, but I believe maybe as far as the fairway, they might do a small seminar, possibly,
okay.
something maybe real brief. And there might be people that can also, if they have things coming up, they can get invites to those later things. But yeah, we don't have anything planned as far as the event itself. If anyone wants to, as a vendor, do their own
Hmm.
smaller, circle of workshops, then that's definitely okay. We're not, we want people to give us whatever way they want to get the information.
Right.
That
Yeah.
definitely works for us. But the only thing as far as because a lot of people have, when they've heard about my program, they say, hey, you can come. Like when I come out to talk to people, it's more so letting them know how the program works. I don't do the education of things in the program because the purpose of me making it online and self-paced is because it can be used throughout this whole country. And
Okay.
for me to so much information, it would take multiple days for me to teach a class, and then it's going to cost a
Right.
lot of money because
Mm-hmm.
I got to live, right?
Right.
So
Understood.
yeah, but what we do, we'll have down the line once enrollment is built up enough, is to do Q&A Zoom sessions where I'll bring on different professionals
Yeah, that's
that
going to
like,
be great.
yeah, so now they can, oh, I am narrating through the course also. So it's not
Okay.
like they have to sit and figure out what's on the screen. No, and I'm not just reading what's on the screen either. I'm elaborating on what they're learning. So I'm making sure they understand the concept. But
Oh,
just in
that's
case
really
you
cool.
have someone that is like, oh, I understand most of it, but there's one thing I need to learn more about. They can put it on that Zoom where we'll have like a loan officer, a real estate agent, an insurance
Mhm.
agent that can talk about life insurance, a estate planner, credit repair specialist. We're bringing them on so that they can get those questions answered directly on that session, but also they can get the information, contact information for directly to a professional that can help them out with that need. So I'm literally
That's
about, like I said, holding. Like done this for years, but it
mhm.
unfortunately hasn't been, my time and efforts hasn't been valued by people to actually follow through. So I'm
Mm.
basically still having the same way I work is to help people as much as I can, make it where
Mhm.
I put out 100% effort. It's on you
Right.
to do your
Right.
part. If you do your part, which actually is going to be very easy, because I
Mhm.
made it so easy for you to do your part. It's like you literally are asking for you just tell them, you might as well tell your kids that you don't want to pass down wealth to them at this point, because it's that easy to get
Mm.
started. There's
Okay.
programs, and we talk about down payment and closing cost assistance programs, and of course also it's a chapter for that.
Okay.
I've got people into homes with as little as $1,000 out of their pocket.
That's incredible.
People don't
That
know
is
there's
incredible.
yeah. So like if you
Mhm.
know, like,
Mhm.
hey, I can build generational wealth and have my own place, and I don't need to have tens of thousands of dollars saved. All I need to do is
Wow.
get just a little bit of money, and sometimes you can get. I've had probably the least amount out of pocket for someone, probably $500 I've ever had to get someone to a home, between
Wow.
getting seller's help, closing cost help, down payment assistance from as a first time home buyer,
Mhm.
and they got money refunded back at the closing table. So they walked away with a check, and only out of pocket total to buy a home was like $500.
That is absolutely amazing. That is so good. And, I would love to, to continue the conversation, but tell people where they can connect with you.
Yes, so you connect with me at either our website. You can find me at yasharelwealth.com. That's the website for the business. We do have a page dedicated to the nonprofit. You can learn more about the nonprofit, how to donate, how to volunteer, things like that will be in there. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. The nonprofit page is Yasharel Empowerment is the nonprofit. The for-profit business, Yasharel Financial Empowerment, that page is under Yasharel Wealth. And then my page is Donnell_Yasharel Wealth is where you can find my page. And then if you want my email, that's
Mhm.
Donnell Green at YasharelEmpowerment.com or Donnell.Green@YasharelWealth.com for the for-profit
Okay.
business.
Wonderful. We'll have all those links in the description. And just want to thank you again for joining us today. Let's be sure to go and attend that event, the Building the Block Party, this Saturday. It's
Yes.
from 1 to 6 p.m. Is that correct?
1 to 6 p.m., 5150 Baltimore National Pike. It's 100% free. We would love for you to get your tickets in advance on Eventbrite because it helps us track, attendance. But
Yeah.
show up, we'll get you in. It's free, so just come out and enjoy the day. It's going to be beautiful weather. So yes, we're looking
Yes.
forward to seeing everyone.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us, folks. Remember, support makes sense. Ciao for now.